Good morning guys, we're up nice and early, it's before 7 now. All the cockerels, there's about, well, we've got Virgil and then there's 3 others in the area are all going off constantly. Yeah, we're up early because we're cleaning the well today and we've hired someone to come and give us a hand because we were a bit worried. We'd read a few stories about the dangerous gases that can come up, so we just thought it'd be better to be working with someone who knows what they're doing. So that's quite an exciting day. We've been waiting a long time to do this, and you have to do it this time of year because the well level is at its lowest, but we do need to continue to pump out the rest of the water. But first I need a cup of tea. This is one of 3 wells on our land, this one being closest to the house and therefore the one we will use to supply water to the kitchen and bathroom. We waited until the end of summer because this is when the water level is at its lowest, so there is less to empty out and it also doesn't refill too quickly. The water level was at about 1.5 metres from the bottom and can reach 6 metres at its fullest after the rainy season. Firstly, Tim is power washing the walls to get rid of any algae or plants that are growing out from them, and the big pump is taking out all the water and mud. We thought Tim would need our help more, but in the end the big pump did a lot of the work and we only had to pull up a few buckets with rocks and muddy twigs in, as well as passing him ladders and brushes and shovels.
lots of olive seeds. On the right side of my generator, on the back, you have the red button to put the generator off.
Yay!
Yes.
I've seen what your view's been like all day. It's quite cool down here.
It's nice, well.
So this is where it's up to the next morning. You can just start to not see the big rock there, the rest is all covered, and it's quite interesting because the wall is wet up to here, so I think this is where it's still seeping in from the ground, so I think it will get up to this level over the next 3 days. But an interesting colour, like a bluey colour.
Bon dia, everybody. How you all doing?
So today is Wednesday, 2 days after we got Tim here to come do the well. Superb job, it started to fill up quite nicely. Today I'm going to go on a hunt round the land to try and find any stray white grapes that we missed from grape harvest a couple of weeks ago. Managed to bump into our friend Andre the other day, who has a winemaking business up in Val d'Isère. So he kindly sold me some aguardente that he had distilled himself, which is similar to grappa that you may have heard of. It's basically like distilled grape must. Fire water, it's otherwise known as. It's like 75-80% or something. And yeah, it's a Portuguese delicacy to mix aguardente with a day-old fermented grape juice. So that's what we're going to do. We've done it every year we've been here, and it's an absolute pleasure to make and to drink. So we'll show you what we're going to do. There are so many grapes on this vine, it's crazy. It's like gone up a tree and there must be 5-6 kilos on it, I think. So as you can see, we have quite a bit of grapes behind us. Quite a nice turnout, really. The only problem is so there's two reasons why you kind of leave it a couple of weeks afterwards. Is what happens is the sugar content in the grapes just keeps increasing. The problem is when it gets too high, the grapes kind of can start to like rot and ferment inside, and also insects like wasps and ants will get involved, and they can actually pierce the skin of the grape and they will eat it. So there's a certain amount of quality control going to be needed with this. Like some of the little bunches are pretty much perfect. You get a little raisined one at the end. Can you see that? Just about. They're nothing to worry about because obviously there's nothing left in it. So it's ones like this. Can you see that? You definitely don't want to eat them. And they actually smell like sort of like mouldy vinegar. Yeah. So we've got a little rubbish bin. We're going to do some quality control. I have to do it with my clippers though because it's very sticky.
I reckon they swelled in the rain.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Makes sense. It's fine if it's off, it's a bit manky. As I mentioned, these are all white grapes. What we do want to do for the jeropiga is add a little bit of colour. What we're going to do is just put in these two bunches. The juice that comes out of red grape is white, or translucent. So the colour actually comes from the skins. And because wine grapes, the skins are so much thicker than normal table dessert grapes. But that's where all the colour comes from. So this is a kind of way of getting a rosé, kind of. So I've never actually done it before, so we're going to experiment, and depending on how the colour changes, that will determine when we take the skins off the wine and press it. So I'll show you what happens. So this time, because we've got such a small amount, I'm not going to bother foot pressing it, we're just going to do it by hand. So I have clean hands. And it says, check. So look at the juice. Oh, slightly pink. So that should hopefully provide a nice bit of colour.
It's not that sweet.
Yeah.
So you're going to leave this
For 2 days. Well, we'll see. Depends whether, because it's all the colour really.
Put some more red in there.
No, because I don't want to over red it too quickly, and it might just do that overnight.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Experiment. Bit of grape flicked off and landed on George's back. Grapes bad for cats.
Yeah. George. No, don't take it. Maybe eating grapes is... Do you want a coffee?
Yeah. If you asked why we kept the stalks and stuff in with the proper wine, and that is basically personal preference as to how you want to make wine and how you like to drink wine. So we both like quite heavy bodied reds, like Rioja style, hot climate reds, and where you can add the tannin into the wine is by leaving the stalks in. So you just get more body and more depth to it. Seeing as this is jeropiga, we're not really trying to make a complex wine, it's more like a sweet wine. I'm just going to take them out just to save us time later in the process. Get rid of most of the bits. Right, now what we're going to do is cover this in a plastic sheet. We're going to leave it at least 24 hours until this time tomorrow. The idea with jeropiga is it stays as a sweet wine. So what you do is don't let it ferment too much to dryness, and then you mix it with this stuff, which is aguardente. Good quality too. So, yep, just get this covered and now we wait.
So I've just rigged together this little cover for the pump and put the pipe back on into the well, and it's just slightly too low still, but we do have a rainstorm tomorrow, so hopefully by tomorrow we'll have water back in the kitchen. Yeah, whilst I've been doing that, Iwan's just been trying to finish off stacking the firewood. Seeing as it's going to rain tomorrow, we want to try and get that done, so I'll go give him a hand. Definitely shouldn't be missing my sandals. Finally, if it's rain as well, because there's definitely going to be a centipede about my toe. So I've just been down to put some proper shoes on, because some of you may have noticed I am quite irresponsible with my footwear, putting up fences and stacking logs in my sandals. And this weekend I got bitten by one of the giant centipedes here on my foot. In my defence, I was in the shower room,
Of all the places
so
to be
having
without
those shoes on, but yeah, they can give a really painful bite. I think I got lucky because you washed it straight away with soapy water because they're venomous. But yeah, my foot was really swollen for 2 days, so trying to be...
Yeah, it was like double the size.
I'll put up a picture. So yeah, I'm trying to be more responsible and wear my proper work boots when doing things where centipedes might be hiding.
Oh, Dodo, you'll get them, won't you?
It's much easier that you put it here.
Yeah, isn't it?
Good old driveway.
You like got down there first, goes on no messing.
So over the summer we have very slowly been continuing to work on the driveway, just adding some more like tiles and stuff, and after the rains as well it's feeling so much more secure, so we've actually been able to drive on it, and also the wood delivery guy was able to drive on it and deliver the wood right here, so it's been a lot easier to put it away. So yeah, a bit more to go. We thought you might have been a bit bored of watching us fill the driveway, so yeah, hopefully we're nearly done and we'll be able to...
Well, next up, isn't it?
Yeah, is to pave. Is that what you call it?
Sand.
Pave? We need to put sand down and then we're going to put paving slabs?
Paving blocks.
Something
Little ones.
Driveway blocks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Get the well done.
Yeah, well is priority, we need to cap that, and then yeah. That's a bit too close.
It was a bit. It made me win. Getting dusted. Yeah, I think like if we just for now aim to go at about this height, like just completely fill in this.
It's a cool piece of wood. This is why you wear work shoes.
And gloves.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done. Glass of wine.
I'd just like to take a few minutes to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, which is Diogo. To be honest, at first I wasn't sure if they were a good fit for our channel, as talking about technology seemed a bit of a contradiction to an off-grid life, more in nature and a little less involved in the modern world. We try to be as selective as possible about who we work with, trying to only share what we feel will add value to our lives and therefore hopefully be of potential interest to you guys too. We obviously make our living online, so we do rely on our phones and laptops and all that kind of technology in general, and what made me say yes to Diogo is one particular feature that their phones and this tablet that they kindly sent me have, which I feel is going to be helpful for us. Their focus is on rugged, high quality outdoor electronics, which is what we need. One thing we do struggle with here is the huge temperature fluctuation throughout the year. The extreme heat of summer and a surprisingly cold winter, our temperature range throughout the year is around 50 degrees Celsius. At both of the extremes of these temperatures, our phones and laptops really struggle, especially the battery, which just cuts out sometimes. So the thing that caught my eye with the rugged collection from Diogo is that it says it can work from -20 up to 55 degrees Celsius. Now it doesn't quite get that cold here, but it does almost get that hot. On their site it says that the rugged R10 tablet is engineered to withstand the harshest temperatures like scorching desert terrains, which is kind of what summer here feels like. I'm very intrigued to see how it holds up in our extreme temperatures, and it will hopefully help us to keep creating content throughout those scorching days. It is also waterproof, dustproof, and apparently drop-proof, which is something I definitely need. I've never had a tablet before. As some of you know, I do work as an illustrator, so I'm excited to see if I can create some drawings on it. I found a free app called Sketchbook and have been having some fun with that. I just need to get used to the pen on the screen. This tablet is currently available for around £260 and you can use our code and the link below to get an extra 15% off too. It has a high-res 10.4 inch screen, great for watching YouTube, and as a base it has 128 gigs of storage and 8 gig of RAM, which you can extend if you need to. Thank you so much Diogo for sponsoring today's video, and I'll let you know how we get on with it in our extreme weather.
Come on, jump, jump. Chuck it on or? Good morning everybody. So today is Thursday, 48 hours after we did all this. So next step is to stop the fermentation and bottle it. So we need to get the old press out again, press some grapes. My maths are absolutely terrible, so trying to work out what 3 to 1 aguardente to juice to aguardente, 3 juice, 1 aguardente is in terms of 6 litres, without a calculator anyway, so I went to go and ask my human calculator, Carissa, who told me I need 1.5 litres of aguardente to 4.5 litres of juice. So we're going to do the aguardente first, just because it's easier. It is a bit windy, so apologies if you can't hear me. Right, we've already got some seeds in it. Now, usually these are an absolute nightmare with sifting wine, but we will give it a go because I don't want seeds in it. Oh, not too bad. See, you just get left with so much grape bits, just virtually impossible. Oh well. As you can see, it's a lovely brown colour at the moment. And I think that means we've got a little bit of the red pigment in it. So fingers crossed, it'll settle over the next couple of days. So you'll be left with a layer at the bottom of sediment. And then we can bottle it into smaller bottles without the sediment, and then it'll just be clear, nice wine. So now we just need to hope we have enough to fill this one. Asking for disaster here. So I was hoping to fill that bottle and maybe make a sparkling wine, but there isn't enough, so I don't know what we'll do with it. It's just grape juice basically. Very nice. Here is a jeropiga. As you can see, lovely brown colour, but it will start to separate. I don't know if it'll separate enough by the end of this video for me to show you it, but otherwise I will keep you posted and show you next week. Wanted to give a quick shout out to Tim. Highly recommend him if you want his contact details, if you're in the Castelo Branco, Penamacor, Guarda area, then yep, give him a shout. He's highly recommended from a few people, let alone us. The reason we got him in is, well, not only they're quite intimidating things, aren't they? But yeah, there's some absolute horror stories about the like the gases and stuff that get caught underneath the mud. I'm not going to go into any detail. I'll let you Google it if you want to. But yeah, just type in well accidents Portugal. Yeah, not too much fun. So yeah, I thought we'd get someone in who knew what they're doing. As happy as I am getting down there and getting back up again, what happens when you're down there, I have zero experience in, and the silent killers are the ones to watch out for, eh? So yeah, really good job, really happy with that. Next step is to, we've got 2 escaped chickens, as you can see. Yeah, so the next step with the well is to cap it, because this is one we want to use for our drinking water. So I think we're going to go and order the stuff. Well, we've got car problems again. I almost don't want to say it because it's kind of like jinxing it, isn't it? But there's a check injection system light on, and that can be quite a serious problem if it goes. So we've got it booked in. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, because one of those, if the problem's bad, it could take a week. If it's not, then hopefully we get it back before the end of the week. It's very annoying anyway. But yeah, so we need to go and order the stuff for the well. We're going to do the block and beam method. I don't know if any of you have seen that. So basically you have like 2 concrete girders, like iron girders, but kind of like concrete ones, and then the blocks sit between them. It's very clever, and quite a cheap way of doing it, whilst being incredibly safe. So yeah, we do that over the top, and then put a concrete cap on the top that's reinforced with rebar, steel, and then it's all good to walk on. So if you've got any cool ideas of what we should do with this area, so this is going to be a utility room where we put the pump and the solar batteries system, everything. The pump's not actually going inside, but yeah, utility section. So the well's going to be here, just next to it. So if you've got any ideas of what we could do, then give us a shout in the comments. Nice one. I don't know what else is going on today, to be honest. I'm going to make a coffee. Anyway, ciao.